We are joined by Nova Thomas, one of the great singers that has been with the Indianapolis Opera. And we have her in the Basile Opera Center sharing her past, her history, but then where she is today. Welcome, Nova Thomas.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be back here. I feel back home.
Yes, there we go. That's the theme. Absolutely. So you started in a very ideal window. So when did you start with the Indianapolis Opera? And share the timing of that, what that experience was.
Well, I was just finishing my time at Indiana University, where I was a graduate student, and it was the first year of Robert Driver's tenure here. That was this 81-82 season.
Right.
And I did Butterfly in that spring. So the very, very first year.
That might be your favorite performance, or other performances that are your favorites, because you did quite a bit, and that is your legacy with us.
Well, I think I did almost 10 different roles with this company. I grew up with this company and through this company, and loved always coming back here. By 1983, I was in New York, but always felt like this was home. The first performance was certainly special. It was Butterfly. There's a great story that Bob will tell, I'm sure, but he called me after he heard me, and I was down in Bloomington, and he had lovely things to say. And then I remember him saying, you're a real Italianate soprano. Really are. You have this Puccini color and the sound. Now, I want you to know the whole world is going to offer you Butterfly. You should absolutely not accept it. The whole world is going to be at your feet to do Madama Butterfly, and you should not do it at all until you're 30. And then a month later, he called me and he said, I'd like to offer you that Butterfly, and I'd like for you to forget what I said, and please accept this. So that was a wonderful debut, one of my very, very first things, and brought me here and began a relationship with this company that fed me artistically for over 2 decades, 2.5 decades.
Well, what a compliment to begin. And then the longevity of that is part of why we're talking to you, because the transition is, where did that lead you? How did that develop your career? Because Indianapolis history is about the development of the singer.
Yeah, it is. It's a singer-centric company. It was a purpose-driven place for me to grow and be and to work. The Butterfly, I did, I think, 4 different productions here, 3 or 4 productions. I kept growing that role here. I was able to do wild and wonderful things, like All of the Girls in Hoffmann. Robert wanted me to try that, and I was so glad and I took it all over the world. And I did certainly the same with Butterfly. Before I did Anna Bolena in great places and with wonderful conductors, I was able to do it here. Bob gave me my first here. The same with Tosca, the same with the Trovatore. So there were many things that I was allowed to do here. The circumstances were high stakes. The standards were high. Mm-hmm. The singers that I was surrounded by were top of their game, right. Top of their field. This is where the 80s singers came. We all came here. This was a destination company. The fact that I began from just down the road was purely coincidental. This was a destination, and I'm sure remains such for singers. Certainly, I send you my singers to sing for you now. And it was a destination company from the beginning, from the very beginning.
And that's a lineage that must be taken very humbly, because it's not like Indiana University and the Jacobs School of Music is not going to come and go. It is in the rock of the North American opera scene.
Absolutely.
And yet, we're up the road.
Yeah.
And the idea that a singer, a young student, can make a step and come here. And when I came here, I established a perspective that if Indianapolis Opera wasn't here, then every single opera kid in Indiana would have to leave the state. And you didn't
You're
have to
exactly
leave the state.
right.
You
No.
came up here and you cultivated, and then you came back.
Yeah.
And
And
you
I'm
came
back
back.
today.
Right.
Thank you for asking.
Right. And it wasn't a persuasion. It was, when do you want me to be there?
Absolutely. No, it was an incredible place in the heartland. And you pull, of course, you're sitting in the middle of such a ripe place of talent. There's just such a gathering of talent here through certainly Indiana University, the schools in Louisville, at Cincinnati. There's a great zip code here.
Right.
For talent and for people to try things and learn and grow, and at a very, very high standard. The musical standards here were as serious, as elevated as anything I was blessed to do in the real peak of my career in Europe or in the big houses in the States. It was every bit as rigorous, as important, as purpose-driven in the art making as anything I ever did.
As this company has evolved over 50 years, through many ups and downs.
Yes.
But we never lost the essence that it was about the singer and the growth of the singer. No matter what age, experience, the beginning, the middle, the sunset, it does not matter. It's about the singer. Because what else can we really emphasize?
That's right.
Than that. I mean, we will never be on par of Indiana's production value, no matter what we do. Okay, they have the Musical Arts Center, and that is world class.
Absolutely, it is.
So it's not about the competition of Cincinnati or Chicago or even Bloomington, but the cultivation. How was that cultivation now a part of the landscape nationally? How are we important?
Oh, well, I think you've hit the nail on the head when you have said what the heart of this work is. The fingerprint and the heartprint of Indianapolis Opera has been about singing, and about singing in this community, and about bringing great art to this community and celebrating, allowing the art to reflect in various and sometimes very nuanced ways what this very special part of our country is about. And it has always been about that quality of singing. You're right, sets can come and go. Great costumes can come and go. All sorts of innovative practices can have a splash in a moment. But this is still an art form that's driven by the sound of the human voice. And I think that's always been the priority here. And uniquely so.
We chose that our theme this year was legacy and alumni. And the purpose of that was, it's the people that built the company, and it's the singers that grew up in the company.
Yeah.
And you are going to be a part of the gala that we are going to be doing on March 22nd.
I'm so excited.
Singers coming back in participation, singing, celebrating, leaders, directors, conductors. That's who we remember. We remember the people. We celebrate the people, because the people like yourself now, you are at Rice University, training, mentoring, cultivating the next generation. That is coming out of what you've learned here and what you can give back, because it's the people that give back. Okay? It's not a costume, unfortunately. The costume's not going to give back, but it's the singer that gives back to the next singer.
That is.
It gives back to
that's
next,
a great way to think
the
about
next
it.
community member, to say, you see me, you can be an Angela Brown. You can be a Nova Thomas. You can be a Bob Orth.
Yeah.
You can be
God rest his soul. Ricky Leach.
Exactly.
Robert McFarland. My own Keith Buell. You can be any of these great, great singers.
Yes. No matter what culture, no matter what age, no matter what background.
Yeah.
I end with this. I think opera is actually the most intrinsic, multi-diverse, inclusive art form in the world.
Absolutely.
We need to go back and welcome that.
Yes. I love that.
And you're an example of that. You came through a system, and here we are at the 50th anniversary.
Wow.
And you're still giving back.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to do so. And I'm so excited for this new chapter for the company. I really am. And my kudos and congratulations to you and the incredible leadership you're providing and these wonderful projects. And I so appreciate that you're doing new things. You're doing things that have a broader reach, but still keeping at the center of it the quality of singing and storytelling. That's what it's about. And so I'm thrilled to return to this beautiful facility for this marvelous event and to see the company that meant so, so very much to me and continues to, thriving and enjoying new chapters while maintaining what was always good from the very beginning, the fingerprint, the heartprint that's still in place as this continues to evolve. So my compliments and congratulations. I'm thrilled that one of my favorite places on the earth is thriving.
Yes, and we will continue to do that because, as we say, we champion the vocal arts.
Yes.
And that is our place in this city, in the Midwest, and in the opera scene, in the ecosystem. And you get to celebrate that with us. So thank you for coming back.
I'm thrilled. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.